ready to go. I stayed in this motel. Now I have a snowstorm that's coming. So I want to do Loveland Pass going west at 11,000 and change, 11,500. And it's already snowing in Aspen, my buddy just told me. So there's a town before Loveland Pass called Georgetown, about 13, 14 miles from here. So my plan is to get ready in case it looks like the weather breaks and try to get over Loveland Pass. And if not, just spend the night in Georgetown somewhere. Tomorrow is going to be 25 to 35 with gusts in the 40s out of the west, which is where I'm heading. So once the weather clears the day after, do Loveland Pass, and every other pass I gotta do one step at a time. Right now, I just gotta get myself on the bike and go west. I'm leaving Idaho Springs, heading towards Georgetown, and it's a beautiful day. I was expecting nasty weather, but I think it's coming.
And so I head towards the historical town of Georgetown, looking to scope out the incoming weather and find somewhere to spend a night or two. Making this move today is also advantageous, as Georgetown is 1,000 feet in elevation higher than Idaho Springs. At 8,519 feet elevation, Georgetown is ideal for me to continue acclimating so as to avoid altitude sickness symptoms before continuing on my quest of riding over Loveland Pass and some of the other more difficult passes in Colorado in the next days ahead.
Looks like this weather's rolling in. I'm only 5 miles from Georgetown, so.
This morning I'm gifted with a tailwind, making it easy to climb these low-grade 1,000 feet in 14 miles. As I get closer to Georgetown, I notice the weather turning dark and snowy in the near distance, and I begin to wonder how I'll be getting over the Continental Divide through Loveland Pass, or if I'll even be able to do it at all. But for now, I work on steady breathing, and as usual, I lean on my ability to figure things out as I go.
I'm only a couple of miles from Georgetown. I already see weather coming on me.
One thing about me is that I don't easily get intimidated by challenges, but on this occasion I actually was. Between the snowstorm, low temperatures, and the thought of climbing my highest pass yet at 12,000 feet elevation, I couldn't help but be.
I found a gem of a motel for a couple of nights, which is how long I'm going to be here, considering the weather coming today and tomorrow, and it's pouring outside, if not snowing, so I think I made the right decision, and it'll give me time to acclimate to the elevation. Right behind me is where I stayed the last 2 nights. Yesterday was blowing insanely and freezing, like 19 degrees, 18, and blowing out of the west 25 to 35. So I just hunkered down and worked on my computer and let myself get acclimated to the altitude. And today is better, even though the high today is going to be 30. But this next week is going to warm up. And today I got a chance to get up to Loveland Pass at 12,000 feet of elevation. So that should be challenging enough, because it's cold right now, and I just left the motel room. So, but I'm ready to go.
These 27 miles and 4,200 feet of climbing ahead of me proved to not only be extremely difficult, but also one of the most memorable days of my life. This peaceful early morning was flat out deceiving and far from the spectacle that the midday was about to bring my way.
It's super cold and I'm really out of breath already starting out. I need to warm up and be able to catch my breath easier, even though I had a nice incline there.
This is a huge challenge today. We'll see what happens. I don't even think it's 30 degrees, so I put all my possible layers so I could take them off as I need, and I already feel like taking stuff off. So, and I'm about to hit the sunshine. I think that'll make a huge difference. Before leaving Georgetown, I stopped at a local diner and ate a giant breakfast in anticipation of the task ahead. Right afterwards, I deal with a very cold and steep grade climb on Loop Road and reached the Silver Plume to Georgetown Express Trail, where the sunshine started warming me up. This allowed me to stop to take off some layers. Getting hot. I think I can start climbing. I feel really sluggish, but it's early. Let's give it 10 miles and see how I feel. The sign's kind of talking to me. Let's hope it warms up today as the day goes on, especially once I get up in the higher elevations. All right, my legs are woken up, but just 4.5 miles in, but feeling good. It's beautiful out here. These rocks are just getting lit up. The forecast today is calling for rain and snow starting at 12:30, 1 o'clock. But so far I see blue skies and no clouds at all anywhere that I can see, but I've been told that weather changes here pretty fast. My buddy Ryan said, just wait 5 minutes and you'll see it change. So I'm starting to climb pretty good now. Feeling good. Just hard to keep my breath. This sign here says that I'm at 9,750 feet in elevation, and that means I've climbed 1,200 or so from Georgetown. It's not been that difficult at all, except that I'm still struggling with catching my breath. So I have to stop sometimes and just, you know, right away I catch my breath and then I keep going. So I'm hoping that it gets better the longer I'm up here. Let's keep moving. The first task at hand on this day is to ride the 13 miles climbing 2,400 feet from Georgetown to the base of Loveland Pass at its ski area. By now I start catching a healthy stride and make my way to the 5-mile Bakerville Loveland Valley Trail to get me there. I gotta be careful, I just crashed. It's icy. Oh well, let's see what happens. I gotta be careful. That's all that meant right there. What, almost 10 miles into my day, and I feel better. And there's nobody around. It's like totally quiet. It's hard to keep my breath. Holy smokes. It's just cold. And I'm up at 10,500 or so right now, I think. As soon as I start climbing, it's like I'm out of breath right away. One little bit at a time. I got all day too, so hopefully the weather won't turn. Starting to snow and heavy ahead, I see. I'm gonna put my rain jacket on and try to keep a steady, slow pace. It's challenging in every which way. Just like that, I cover this trail's 5 miles and ride onto US Route 6, otherwise known as the Grand Army of the Republic Highway, where I get my first look at Loveland Pass. So yeah, I'm gonna go right over that mountain right there. Call me crazy, but it's calling me. And yeah, I'm intimidated as can be, but I'm gonna do it. And if something doesn't look right, like ice on the road, I'm gonna turn right back around. Let's go see what it's about. I must be out of my mind, but I knew that already. Easy peasy. Nice grade. Just going nice and steady. Next up is climbing the 4 miles and 1,152 feet at an average gradient of 5.7% to reach Loveland Pass's summit as the storm intensified. Luck has it that day, the traffic was mostly eastbound due to an Interstate 70 detour, making for very few cars and trucks going westbound. This gave me plenty of room on this marginal shoulder, and once I got into my usual climbing groove, I started cranking these miles at a steady pace, gaining more strength and confidence as I went on. 2 more miles. I'm halfway to the summit. Doing good. I feel good. My legs feel good. I'm managing with my breath better than I have all day for some crazy reason. People are definitely hollering at me.
You're insane. Yeah,
buddy. 1 more mile. Just cranking 1/10 of a mile at a time. Woo! Yeah! I made it! Oh man! Woo! I did it! Almost 12,000 feet! It's so beautiful up here. I'm like so psyched right now. I gotta give a shout out to my buddy Ryan, because I was a bit chicken about coming up here and doing this pass today, and he told me to just do it, and I did it, and I feel good about it. I was at the bottom, second guessing myself, seeing all the snowing going on up here, and he pushed me. And sometimes you need a little push, you know? And I got pushed, and I'm so thankful to him to get me up here, because all I needed was just a little push. All right, let's get down there. I'm getting really cold. Woo! Let's go. I'm soaked in sweat inside my layers and becoming a wind chill in below 20-degree temps. It's all warm and dandy while climbing, slowly creating body heat, but now I contend with heading downhill before freezing my butt off. In no time I reached the Arapahoe Basin ski area, where I warm up before taking in another spectacular Colorado Rocky Mountain downhill.
spectacular day, memorable, and just fuels me to keep going and doing other passes here in Colorado.